Hey kids, so today I'm going to go over how to draw two sheep, an adult sheep and a baby sheep, in a field with a fence behind the sheep. I'm going to start by placing these sheep just in pencil so I know where they're going to be, and then I'm going to go over them in Sharpie. So I'm going to have the sheep head here and the sheep body here. I know this is tough to see, but I'll do it again in Sharpie. And then the sheep ears here. This one is the adult sheep. And then some legs and little hooves at the bottom. I know they're going to be about there. And then the baby sheep is going to be here. Let's put the legs there and there, little tail. You know what? I'm glad I did that because I want to move it down. Let's kind of get that out of there. I think I want it to be here. Because I kind of want these feet to be lined up together. It doesn't have to be perfect, but I kind of want them to be standing like right next to each other. And I know that this is a whole mess that you can't see. I do know that for sure. And then I'll have, you know, some hills behind the sheep, like this, with a fence. Okay, so let me start going over this in Sharpie so you can see it better, and so I can erase these pencil lines and get them out of your way. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to draw in this sheep's head and ears, right? If I have an ear going this way, it's going to have the top like that, and then the bottom is going to come back around to there. And then I can put a line in here for the inside of the ear. And then I'm going to do one on the other side. So make kind of a down, up, down, and then back around in, and then that line there for the inside of the ear. And now I'm going to come down from this side and I'm going to come around to this side. I'm going to come down a little bit and then I'm going to come in a little. This is where the eye is going to turn into the nose area. Down here, back up to that ear. And I'm going to put an eye here and an eye here. So I'm just making this shape there and then that shape there. And then I'm going to fill it in except for a small area of white so it looks like a little reflection, like a little highlight on the eye. Now for the nose, I'm going to make kind of a wide, soft V, and then down to touch here. I'm going to make a kind of a bumpy, like a cloud line across the top of the head. So this connects one ear to the other. And then I'm going to make another one of those across here, but it doesn't have to connect the whole way. We call that a broken line. You can of course connect it if you want to. Now I'm going to make that cloud line all the way around for the body. So from over here all the way around to here. So I'm going to come down here and come in a little bit, come over a little bit, back up. And back over. Now right about here, I'm going to make a little bit extra for the tail. Now for the legs, I'm going to keep these legs really pretty simple. I'm going to come down for the top part of the leg, down to here, and then I'm going to come up. Now this is not the hoof, this is the bottom of the leg. I'm going to come over here, give it that little ankle part where it goes out a little bit, and back in and back up. Down, I'm going in like slightly towards what would be the knee, over to the bottom of the leg, over to the ankle part that's out a little bit, up, and then back up to the top of the leg. Now let me show you how to put the hoof in. So if you don't want to have the hoof and if you're struggling with the legs, you can just put this sheep in tall grass and then you can hide this whole thing. Totally up to you. But if you want to do the hoof, you're going to make the hoof shape here. And then you can put a line right here for the toe. So the hoof shape there, and then a line for the toe. I'm going to put two more back here. So down, over, around, ankle, up, down, around, ankle, up, hoof, line for the toe, hoof, line for the toe. Now for the baby's facing this way. So we're going to do this a little bit differently. You're going to have that, well, let's do the ear first. We'll put this ear here. And then this line here. That goes at the top this time. And then I'm going to start my cloud line. So I'm going to come bumpy around here to the forehead. Come down to the side of the head and down for the nose. Around, back in for the chin, and then stop here. Let's do the other ear. Now this one you don't see any inside of it at all because the inside is facing the other way. Let's do the eye. And then you can keep this real simple. You can just put a line right there for the nose because the seam that goes down the mouth can be in the front and you don't see it. Come around with the cloud line for the body. Down for the tail. And then down here. Now this one we can have it go, these cloud lines go into the legs. So this one will go right into this leg here. Down, stop, come back up, that leg, and then again we add a little hoof. And then I'm going to continue with the body first. So the cloud line for the little belly, this front leg, the ankle, around to the front, cloud line up to the neck, the little hoof, and now I'm going to do the two back legs here. So this one starts at the body, And basically just follows the same line as the front leg. And this one can start right here and basically follow the same line as the front leg. I'm going to give this one a little bit of variation here, just to sort of break up that cloud. All right, now let me erase these pencil marks and we'll talk about the fence and the background. All right, so when I put this background line in, right, I can just have any kind of fun hill that I want, and it can go anywhere you want it to go, and it doesn't matter at all. So that can be a hill, and this can be a hill, coming down to there, and this can be a hill here, and maybe there's a little bit more of a hill that would be here, and maybe a little bit more hill here. All right, now for the fence, I'm going to put the fence along the hill that's right behind the sheep. So this line right here is going to get my fence. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put lines like this. They do not all have to be the same size, and they do not all have to go exactly the same, like, you know, up perfectly, because I have seen a lot of fences that are like a little crooked and a little wobbly, and they're kind of old, and some of them are leaning. So I'm just going to do that. And then I'm going to connect 2 lines to each one, but I'm not just drawing straight through it. I'm going to do each one deliberately. So I have 2 lines there, and then 2 lines there, and then 2 lines there. And the nice thing about this is they can kind of go slightly different directions or get a little crooked, and each one is going to look like its own board. Now I imagine that goes behind the sheep, and so then I have 2 here, 2 here, and then the last one just goes right off the page like that. All right, now the rest of this can just be, you know, like grass, tall grass if you're hiding the feet. You know, clover, it could be flowers, there could be more sheep back here. They'd be tiny little sheep, right? You might remember that from a project that we did before. Clouds in the sky. You could have a little, you know, stream running here, little bunny, right? This could be totally developed and up to you for your little spring sheep pasture. And I hope you have a lot of fun with this. All right, kids, take care.